Thanks for tuning in to watch The Ordinary Filmmaker. It's Wednesday, October the 13th, 2021. A week ago, we got the first teaser video for the Nikon Z9, and this morning, we had the second teaser video. Now, I will caution you that this video is a leaked version. Nikon actually doesn't have the second teaser video up on the website yet, so the quality of this is more closer to 720p. It is not high resolution, but I think you're going to notice that it still looks very, very good. The second teaser video is about showing off the video capabilities of this camera. And we can see the color rendition, we can see the dynamic range. It looks very, very good. But what is really amazing and what they're showing off here is the ability of this camera to do time-lapse, to be able to get in close. And even though this is not a high detail version of this video, you can see the detail. You can still see the detail in the animals up close. No chromatic aberration, no loss of focus out to the edges. It does a very, very good job of showing off this camera. And I'm really excited to see the Z9. To me, I'm all about video, but I know that this is first and foremost a stills hybrid camera. It can shoot 30 frames per second, same as the Alpha 1. It can shoot 16-bit RAW. It has a really solid ISO range. But for me, I'm really attracted to the video side of the camera, and in this regard, it doesn't let you down. You see, if you're a photographer that wants to produce really good video every now and then, it can do that. If you're a videographer that wants to shoot a lot of good video, but also still needs to shoot stills, this is the camera for you. It's one of those cameras that's not going to handicap you when you go out into the wild, when you go out into the studio. And that's kind of, well, it's the kind of work that's being done today. Very few photojournalists are just doing photos anymore. You're working for a company, they also want you to capture video. 8K up to 30 frames per second. 4K, all the basic frame rates, 24, 25, and 30. Unlike Canon, they didn't remove 24, and I know Canon's fixed that. It also does 50 and 60 frames per second, and of course 100 and 120 frames per second. Now the one thing we've yet to see from the Z9 is how soft 4K 120 is. With the Canon R5, it does produce buttery smooth slow motion, but the 4K 120 is a little bit soft. Doing 120 frames per second is an awful lot of work for a camera. And of course in this video we saw a sneak peek of time-lapse. It looked really, really good. And while we couldn't see the detail because this wasn't a 4K video of the teaser, when you saw the picture or saw the video of those animals up close, you didn't see any chromatic aberration. Things looked sharp, things looked detailed. And the color rendition looked very, very good. I'm really excited to see the possibilities of the Nikon Z9, and I can't wait to actually see the full release, or leaked, try that again. I can't wait to see Nikon's release of this teaser video because we'll see it in its full 4K glory. That's assuming, of course, they didn't shoot it in 8K. Wouldn't it be wonderful if they shot it in 8K? I'd love to see this in 8K. Although, I don't have an 8K television. That's the only problem. But what you'll notice with these 8K videos, even if you only have a 4K television, an 8K video downsampled to 4K on your television is going to look better than a 4K video. I've tested this out myself when I've shot 8K video, and even after uploading it to YouTube, an 8K video in 4K will look better than a 4K video uploaded. So I'm really excited to see what the Z9 is going to be able to produce. Sadly, with my budget, I'm not going to be able to afford one. Same with the Alpha 9 and the upcoming Canon R1. And we don't know where that camera is. They could announce a development announcement anytime soon, or it could be next year or the year after. In terms of what do we have in terms of competition for the Z9 right now? Well, it's kind of, well, the Sony Alpha 1 is a direct competitor to the Z9. It's Sony's flagship camera, but when we look at Panasonic, there isn't a camera that produces the same capabilities. I mean, the S1H if you're on the video side of things, the S1R if you're on stills, but they still don't approach what this camera can do. And right now, the Sony Alpha 1 and the Z9 are really the top flagship cameras that are, well, available. The Z9, we don't know when it's going to be available quite yet. So this one's close. It's almost tangible, but it isn't quite yet. And as far as Canon goes, well, the 1DX Mark III doesn't even come close to the capabilities of this camera. The R3 comes pretty close, and the R5 comes pretty close. But we really don't have a Canon doesn't have a camera that answers the capabilities of this camera. And I'd be willing to bet that when this camera comes out, the Z9, it's just a hunch of mine. And if you're a Sony owner, don't don't be offended by this, but I have a sense that this Z9 is going to be just a little bit better than the Alpha 1. It's going to be more, it's really going to handle the photo specs very well and the video very well, and it's going to provide higher detailed video. It's going to be providing that all eye, and this is what Nikon's about, is just, it wants to give you the best possible capabilities. And based on the underlying technology, all new sensor, the all new processor in this camera, it's going to be able to do that. But I could be wrong. What do you think? What is your favorite flagship camera right now? Imagine you don't have any inventory of any camera company. If you were going to buy a flagship camera right now for your business, what would it be? Would it be the Nikon Z9? Or would it be the Sony Alpha 1? Or if you were going to choose Canon, which Canon would you choose? As far as Canon goes, I think we're probably at least a year off before we get anything from Canon. They normally release new flagship cameras every 4 years, but this time is a little bit different. We're in a switch over to mirrorless. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe sometime in 2022, Canon provides us with some sort of development announcement, and if they wait till 2023 before they release their flagship camera, I think we could see more sales going towards Sony and Nikon. But oh yes, one more thing. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. Believe it or not, liking and subscribe really does help this channel grow. I don't understand how YouTube's algorithm works, and many people don't, but by you clicking like and subscribe, it tells YouTube that you're actually actively engaged in watching this video. And then they're more likely to go ahead and show that video to other people, and that will help my channel grow. Now, comments work too, but that involves an awful lot more effort. And I know you're comfortable sitting in your chair, you're probably having your morning coffee or tea, but please just reach over, go ahead and click subscribe or like. It really does help this channel grow. But that's it for now. As we do get more teaser videos from Nikon, and as we get the full resolution version of this video, I will reach out to you and let you know, and I'll publish it in another video. Really looking forward to seeing this second video in its full resolution glory. And I wonder what Nikon's going to tease us in the third and fourth video. If they're releasing them one every week, that might help give you an idea as to when Nikon Z9 is going to be available for pre-order. Right now, that date is at least 2 weeks away. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.